Hello everyone. Just wanted to start doing some gear reviews on the stuff that I've been using for the past 10 months to communicate and stay warm and do research and stuff like that, to take videos, to take photos here in Mongolia. And I figured, what better place in the middle of the Gobi Desert to do a review on this thing, which is called the Iridium GO Hotspot, satellite hotspot. It's not quite a satellite phone, but it gives you the capabilities of a satellite phone and gives you the ability to use your smartphone to make calls, send text messages, and send emails. Right now I'm on the top of a 600-meter sand dune in the middle of Mongolia province in southern Mongolia. There actually is local cell phone service here, which is kind of uncharacteristic for the countryside in most of Mongolia. So it's kind of ironic that I'm doing a review video for a sat phone that I needed to use in the countryside in a place that has perfect cell phone coverage. But I figured it'd give you something nice to look at while I'm yakking about this thing. So first of all, I'll go into what this thing's purpose is. This is not something that gives you the same abilities that you have at home to use your cell phone. I'm talking sending instant text messages, surfing the internet, being able to make crystal clear long phone calls to people. It does give you the ability to do all of those things, but in a very limited way. So this gives you access to a satellite network through Iridium that enables you to use GPS tracking, send text messages, download and send emails, make phone calls. That's what it does. So in terms of just the unit itself, it's about $700. It's kind of pricey. In terms of durability and things like this has been through a few nomadic migrations, the entire Mongolian winter. So we had this thing out in the -40s centigrade. We've had it out in the sun, we've had it in the dark, we've had it out in the rain and the snow, and it's worked pretty much flawlessly. Actually, it also fell out of a 2-story window one day, and it's totally unscathed. The dust cover on it and the sun protector got cracked right here, but it landed, luckily, right on the corner. I'm pretty sure if it landed on the antenna, we would be screwed, but it didn't, and it's totally fine. One other thing that this thing does is it has an SOS feature. So if shit hits the fan for you, you got the little red button there that you can press, and they'll send a helicopter in to get you. You can either use a service provided with Iridium called GEOS, or you can program it to your own emergency contact. So it's kind of useful as a distress beacon as well, if you're lost, if you're medically stranded and whatnot. So anyway, in terms of using it, the first thing we'll do is talk about text messages. If you have full signal, which this does right now, it tends to periodically gain and lose signal. It's kind of a pain in the ass. And it tends to also lose signal most often right when you hit send on the message. And one of the things that I don't like is if a message fails, it won't let you just click your message and hit resend. It makes you type the whole thing again. That's one drawback of this thing overall. But in terms of sending messages, I have never had a problem. So I'll just send a message. You're not going to be able to see the screen because of the glare, but I'll just send a message to my wife. Hello from the Gobi Desert. Send. And I'll tell you how quickly it takes to send it. Sending, sending, sending. Of course, it's going to be extra, so message sent. So in a few seconds, my wife will get that message and be able to reply. So it's very useful for that. In fact, I've used this mostly for email access and text messages more than calling. So next thing we'll go into is calling, and I'll do a test phone call for you just to see how clear it is. This does not give you crystal clear calling. I mean, half the time I can't hear the person on the other end. It sounds muffled, you get every other word, sometimes you get none of it. You can hear the person, they can hear you, usually better than you can hear them. But I'll call the United States right now. Okay, it's calling. I'll put it on speaker so you can hear. That beeping means it's connecting, and now it's dialing like a normal phone. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, are you filming now?
No, yeah, I'm filming right now, so don't say anything stupid or incriminating. I've said a lot of bad shit in my life. Don't
Okay.
repeat any of it. All right? Just talk a little bit so that the camera can pick up how clear the call is.
Okay.
So you got sunburned at the beach today?
How are you in terms of...
About 600.
Yeah, I got going too quick.
We're about 600 meters off of the valley floor with about 5 miles of sand dunes behind us. There's a mountain range, and then the other side...
Before you die?
No, not if you fall, you don't die. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I've got full... Yeah, I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm gonna end the call right there, and I'll give you a call back later, okay?
Okay, cool.
Okay, love you.
Alright, cool. Love you too.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Have fun.
Thanks, bye.
Okay.
All right,
Bye.
bye. She's usually more excited to hear from me than that. Right now there's a fly on the camera. We got flies all over the place. So now I've got low signal. So the signal comes in and it goes. And there's another thing, now that we went over calls, we went over text messages, you see how easy that is. That was an exceptionally clear phone call. If you're in, like the only time I really had a really big problem with phone calls is when we were up in the north in the Cheyenne Mountains and we were in between these two high mountains. It was really unclear. But that was actually really good for what you usually have. Not every call sounds as clear as that. Anyway, the next thing we'll go over is email, web service, web surfing, that kind of thing. There's an app you can download called Iridium Mail that gives you access to your email. So it gives you an Iridium email address that you can send emails with this and you can receive emails back from it. It's not foolproof and you can't send overly large emails with it. So, for example, usually the emails I sent are between 1 and 10,000 bytes. So you can't send anything much larger than that without it taking a really long time to send. And luckily, they'll give you kind of like a service that says that there's a large email trying to be sent, and you can choose whether to download it or not. A friend of mine sent me an email a couple of months ago that was 1.5 million bytes, so it's like 1.5 megabytes, because he attached a picture to it. And that took me like over a week to download with this thing. So you can't send pictures, you can't send videos with it or anything like that. You can send text emails for the most part. And if you really want to send something with pictures, it's going to be a real pain to download because it won't receive any other emails until it finishes downloading the ones that it's already sent. So the email service works. I think if you want, you can have like your Gmail or your Yahoo Mail forward emails to your Iridium account. But once again, remember, if you're getting a lot of ad emails and things like that, it's going to try to download all of them, and it's really going to take a long time, and it's going to get kind of stuck and take you weeks to download your stuff. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. Another thing you can do is update Twitter with this. Really easy to do, just like sending a text message. You sync your Twitter account to your Iridium account, and you can post any kind of normal tweet. The problem with it is that you can't attach photos to any tweets that you send. The last thing is web surfing. There's something called XWeb that this thing has. XWeb gives you the ability, using this, to surf the web. Now, I warn you, it's kind of, this is where this thing is not the best. If you're trying to get on a web page, for instance, if it logs on and keeps the signal, it'll take you maybe 15 minutes to load a Google page, about 15 minutes to run the search, and then another 15 or 20 minutes to pull up whatever page. Like, let's say you're trying to update the weather or something like that for the place that you're in. It's going to take you another 15 or 20 minutes. The only time I really used this is when I had a really severe allergic reaction where I broke out in hives all over my body, and I wanted to search what kinds of medications to use. It was useful for that, to get some basic information. But you can't use anything like GChat, WeChat, Instagram, Facebook chat, things like that. None of them are going to work with this thing. It's not useful for that at all. And you also can't open normal emails. Like, I've tried in vain, like dozens of times, to get my Gmail to load on this. It does not work. So if you're stranded in the middle of nowhere, you have no cell service, you have a very unhappy spouse at home who does not want you to be away from home, like my wife. Yeah, that was a bad thing to say. She doesn't watch the videos anyway, so you don't have to worry about it. She'll never see this. Anyway, yeah, this will be the one she watches. This thing is useful for you. It'll get it done. But if you think you're going to search the web on this thing, if you're looking to keep in touch with your Facebook friends or your GChat friends, keep the kinds of contacts with people that you're used to in, like, the United States or in cities or places like that, this is not going to be good for you. Overall, it's been useful for me. I give it a thumbs up, even though at times this thing has annoyed me so much that I wanted to toss the friggin' thing against the wall and break it into a million pieces. It has got it done for me on a basic level. So if you have the money and you have the patience for it, I recommend getting it. I don't really have experience using normal sat phones, so I don't really know how it compares to like a normal Iridium sat phone, but it's been useful for me. Anyway, I hope that was helpful if you're looking to buy this thing or use it, seeing if it's right for you.